The Lagos State government declares zero tolerance for vandals' activities. Federal government meets major oil marketers to address issues of fuel scarcity. On the foreign scene, Israel, Egypt in row over Rafah border crossing. And in sports, Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen awaits Chelsea's offer amid alleged links with French club PSG. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos State government has read the Riot Act to vandals in the state, restating that there is zero tolerance for their activities. Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, stated this while speaking on the arrest of a suspected vandal, Abba Mohammed, for allegedly vandalizing and stealing iron in concrete barriers built by the state government at System 1 Odoyalaro Mainstream Okpebi Link Bridge. According to Wahab, the accused, who claimed to hail from Kano State, was caught in the act as he, alongside other accused, Saad and Murtala, both at large, broke down the concrete barriers and extracted the iron. He explained that the concrete barriers are built along all drainage channels/canals by the ministry across the state to separate the drainage/canal right-of-way from encroachment by residents. He stated that the arrest took place on Tuesday morning following information from a whistleblower who told state officials that those miscreants who specialize in removing the irons from the concrete barriers were currently carrying out their operations. The commissioner warned the public against the vandalism and sale of items like railings on sidewalks, bridges, railroad tracks, iron from concrete barriers, as well as manhole covers, stressing that anyone caught will face the law. The Lagos State Security Trust Fund, LSSTF, has attributed its success in the last 17 years to transparency and accountability in the area of its operations and relationships with all stakeholders in the state's security ecosystem. Executive Secretary, CEO of LSSTF, Abdulrazak Balogun, stated this when he received delegates from the Kogi State Security Trust Fund who are in the state on a 2-day working visit to understudy the activities of the LSSTF. Balogun noted that Kogi State is the 15th state to visit LSSTF for an understudy and exchange of ideas. Expressed hope that the purpose of the working visit will be achieved and applied to areas applicable in the Kogi State security ecosystem. According to him, LSSTF deals with its counterparts from other states in a high level of openness when they come for understudy, and the same courtesy will be extended to the Kogi State delegation. On his part, Executive Chairman, Kogi State Security Trust Fund, Abdurrahim Ozovehe Ohiari, said the visit is to learn new methods in order to attract donations and deploy fresh ideas to its efforts of strengthening security agencies in Kogi. Ozovehe Ohiari noted that his agency is working on a bill which is seeking compulsory donations by companies and private individuals in Kogi State to the fund, adding that government allocation, which the fund is currently working with, is not enough to carry out its mandate of improving security. The Association of Nigerian Aviation Professionals and the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations and Technical and Recreational Employees have instructed staff of the Nigeria Meteorology Agency, NEMET, to begin strike on Monday, May 20. The union, represented by the 3 general secretaries, Ocheme Abba, Abdulrazak Seidu, and Wahid Sikiru, wrote a letter addressed to NEMET's Director General, Charles Anoske, saying the strike stems from management's failure to address 45 months of minimum wage arrears and consequential adjustments for staff members. They also expressed their dismay that the agency's staff has been awaiting the palliative payments sanctioned by the federal government since October 2023. The unions highlighted that the 25 to 35% salary increase has not been implemented for them, alongside NEMET's exclusion from receiving peculiar allowances. And now to the rest of the stories. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, has met with key major oil marketers to address the issues of incessant scarcity of petroleum products in the country. Its Chief Executive Officer, Farouk Ahmed, who briefed newsmen, assured Nigerians that depot owners and members of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, will not shut down supply as the NMDPRA has started the process of paying the debt owed the depot owners with verified documents. Ahmed assured the oil marketers that stopgaps like the Dangote refinery will bring succor, even though as businessmen they have the final say on where to source products. He implored the major marketers to explore the availability of CNG in their gas stations, as President Bola Tinubu has directed that government vehicles be purchased going forward. To be purchased going forward must be CNG powered. The United Nations has approved Nigeria's submission to extend its maritime board boundaries in accordance with the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS 1982. President Bola Tinubu made this known when he received the report of the High-Powered Presidential Committee on Nigeria's Extended Continental Shelf Project, with a commendation to the team of experts who worked hard over the years to advance the project. The president expressed his appreciation after listening to technical presentations by a marine scientist and member of the committee, Larry Awushika, and the secretary of the committee, Aliu Omar. The experts said, as it stands now, the area approved for Nigeria is about 16,300 square kilometers, which is about 5 times the size of Lagos State. Today is International Day of Families. In the 1980s, the United Nations began focusing attention on issues related to the family, and in 1983, based on the recommendations of the Economic and Social Council, it requested the Secretary General to enhance awareness among decision makers and the public of the problems and needs of a family. In its resolution on 29th of May 1985, the Council invited the General Assembly to consider the possibility of including in the provisional agenda of its 41st session an item entitled Families in the Development Process. In 1993, the General Assembly decided in a resolution that the 15th of May of every year should be observed as the International Day of Families. This day provides an opportunity to promote awareness of issues relating to families and to increase the knowledge of the social, economic, and demographic processes affecting families. This year's theme is Families and Climate Change, and is focused on raising awareness of how climate change impacts families and the role families can play in climate action. And now to foreign news. Israel and Egypt are locked in a row over the Rafah border crossing, blaming each other for its continued closure as Gaza's humanitarian crisis worsens. Israeli forces have taken control of the Gaza side of the crossing, with Israel's foreign minister Israel Katz saying he had told the United Kingdom and Germany about the need to persuade Egypt to reopen the crossing. This is as Egypt says it is Israel's military operations in the area which is preventing aid from passing through. Egypt's Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry called on Israel to assume its legal responsibility as the occupying power by allowing aid access through the land ports that are under its control. It will interest you to know that almost 450,000 Palestinians have fled from Rafah over the past week after the Israeli military moved into the area. In our sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen is reportedly waiting for an offer from Chelsea, despite claims that Napoli has a deal for his move in the summer to Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. Reports say the French Giants want to buy a centre forward this year to cover for the loss of Kylian Mbappe, and Osimhen is the man the club has eyes on. Chelsea is only willing to pay 100 million euros, so PSG could stomp it for the signing by offering up that extra 20 euros. With further contacts between it and Napoli are expected in the next days to speed up the operation. Meanwhile, Chelsea remains Osimhen's favourite destination due to his love of former striker Didier Drogba and his desire to play in the Premier League. And that's all for the news at noon. Just before we go, speed thrills but kills. Please do not drive beyond specified speed limits. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration supplied 86,000 dual furniture sets to 775 public schools? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government has read the Riot Act to vandals in the state, restating that there is zero tolerance for their activities. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, has met with key stakeholders, major oil stakeholders, to address the issues of incessant scarcity of petroleum products in the country. We also told you that Israel and Egypt are locked in a row over the Rafah border crossing, blaming each other for its continued closure as Gaza's humanitarian crisis worsens. And in sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen is reportedly waiting for an offer from Chelsea, despite claims that Napoli has a deal for his move in the summer to Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Oluwoporoku. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe.